It may look simple, but this little puppy packs a punch. Let's talk about what the Smallrig Manfrotto quick release plate can do for your DJI RS2. The DJI RS2 is an awesome gimbal. I really love it. I've really been enjoying it. But one of the things when I was transitioning from the gimbals that I really didn't like was this mount that comes with the RS2. Now, this mount is awesome in theory. It essentially has got a Manfrotto base and an Arca Swiss top. And in theory, what you should be able to do is slide that on there. You have this little quick release. You can slide it in from the side once your gimbal is balanced, lock it in, and you're good to go. It's a great idea in theory. There's only two problems that I had in practice. The first one is this is a tiny surface area. So if you get a bigger camera like a C300 or something like that, you are going to get lots and lots of micro vibrations because this does not cover enough surface area. The other problem that I had with this was, well, I don't have any Arca Swiss mounts myself. Basically, every single video tripod I have is a Manfrotto tripod, and I did that on purpose because I just wanted one plate system that I could quickly jump throughout the day and go. I hate changing plates on set, so I knew as much as I loved the RS2, I needed to find a way to fix that. But luckily for us, Smallrig stepped up to the plate, stepped up to the plate, and gave us a fantastic Manfrotto quick release plate for the RS2. Now let's just take a quick look at it. This thing's got some really nice features right off the bat. The first off is look how long that sucker is. That thing is actually longer than the body of a Canon C300, which means you have plenty of space. Now, if you look here at the front, it has got screw points right here that if you have the DJI follow focus mount system, you can mount it right in there, get your 12mm rod on there. And if you look underneath here, it has got the rail system that'll allow you to dial in the plate just like on the other one. So you can get that fine tuning. So it's really nice, really well sturdy, really well built. Now, as a side note, this plate is compatible with 501 Manfrotto head. So what that means is if you have a drop-in head, boom, it'll drop right in. However, if you have a slide-in head, there is a catch, and let me show you it. All right, so I have a Manfrotto slide-in catch right here, and if you look, while it has these ridges under here for the dialing in of the DJI RS2, if I slip this in, you will see it slips great until that point, and then you can't slip it in anymore. Now, that being said, you can lock that plate in there, and it will not move. It is locked in there. It is tight. It is not going there. However, I would be cautious because even though you can lock a plate on a tripod head with this plate, it doesn't go far enough to get to the lock. So if I were to loosen this, boom, it could slip right out. So I would not personally trust this on a tripod head off of the DJI RS2. But that's okay because I actually have a solution that I think is way better than that, and we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bring my RS2 over here, and as you can see, this sucker slips right in just like normal. You can lock it, and it does have that ability, like I said, I got it locked here, but you can turn and groove it just like the original mount. So that's a really nice feature to have there. Now, once that said, once it's on there, this does have, if you look, it's got that locking mechanism. You have to push the lock to release it. So on your RS2, this thing is just as secure as the original plate. No difference as far as security. So you don't have to worry about losing your camera system. Now that being said, I'm going to show you how I take this and maximize it for my RS2. Okay, and the way I like to do this is I still love the idea of a quick release plate on top of the mount of the RS2. And this is how I go about doing it. I actually have a Manfrotto 577 quick release sliding plate. And this is one of those pieces of equipment that I must have about 8 or 9 of these. I think any piece of mounting equipment I own, I end up buying one of these quick release plates and getting it. The great thing about it is if I have this, I can just quickly slide any piece of equipment on and boom, I have a quick release plate on it. It's mounted, it's secure, it has a safety button there, I can pop it on. And what I like to do is I like to take this quick release plate and I'm going to attach it to this Manfrotto mount. So we have a Manfrotto base, but more importantly, I have a Manfrotto look. Let's go ahead and put this together and take a look at it. Okay, so now we're ready to go on there. And once again, I just want to reiterate, look how sleek this is on our Manfrotto plate. We have a quick release up here and the Manfrotto plate from the DJI, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's not big, it's not clunky. I can still fit this in my bag that came with my RS2 with no problem. So let's go ahead, we're gonna put this on there. I'm gonna dial it in. I kind of did this earlier so I know roughly where I need this thing to be. All right, and if you look here, one great thing about this plate and this quick release from Manfrotto is I slide my plate in and then I can pull it back and it'll lock. What that means is so important is that every single time I put my Manfrotto on here, it's going to line up exactly the same, and therefore the balance and the weight is going to be exactly the same. You can take your camera off 40 times in the day and never have to rebalance it. So let's take a look at that. I can literally take this, I slip it right on, I push it back, it's on there, I just lock it, and boom, it's balanced, it's ready to go. Now, the good thing is I want to go do another shot. I come back, take it off, hit the quick release plate on my Manfrotto 577. I go put this on a tripod. I go a handhold. It doesn't matter. I can do anything I want. I need to get another gimbal shot. I can come back. This is how long it takes me. Boom, boom. Bam. I'm ready to go. Shoot again. The balance hasn't changed. It's exactly the same. So what this system does, it allows you to get the convenience that's supposed to be there in this Arca Swiss quick release plate, but now you're doing quick releases with Manfrottos, and I love this. This makes this so awesome and so much more powerful for what your DJI RS2 can do, and it saves you time on set, which saves you money. Okay, and there's another thing about this plate that actually solves just a huge problem I was having with the RS2, and that is this. I like to use cages, I like to use bigger cameras. And when you take the traditional mounting system that comes with the RS2, you can't really use it on bigger cameras because it'll be too tall. And I'm gonna show you that. Okay, so what we have here, as you can see, this Smallrig plate does allow you to put the traditional DJI RS2 mount plate for your focus motor and this little 12mm rod. So if you do have a smaller camera system, know you can use this plate and it's still going to work. Here is my problem with it. When I put this thing in there, you will see that I cannot reach my motor. My motor does not reach the teeth that I have here for my lens. Now this is really bad if you have a cage. It's terrible if you have a bigger camera like a C300. I actually did a shoot with the C300 and there was no way I can make this focus motor reach the gears to focus pull. So that for me just took away a huge part of what this could be. But here's what's awesome. This little plate solves the problem in another way, and it's quite ingenious. Let's take a look at it. Okay, now if you take a look here, the front of this plate has another hidden awesome trick to it, and that's that. If you look at these ridges, they actually serve an important purpose to get you around the problem of not being able to get your focus motor to touch your camera if you have bigger camera systems, and that is that. Smallrig has another piece called, this is the Smallrig Focus Motor Rod Mount. And this thing is awesome. It solves the problem of height you have with different camera systems. So check this out. This is it right here. And if you look here, it has got a ridge right there that fits perfectly into your plate. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna slide this in on here, put that on, and look at that. It slides in there, I just lock it in, and it is on there so tight, feels like it's part of the plate, right? What's also great, it's adjustable. I can adjust where the rod comes in and out. And this is amazing. So what I want to do now, I'm going to take this same motor on the 12mm rod, I'm going to put it in there and show you how this thing works with the focus motor on there. Okay, so there you go. Now you can see this sucker is really, really on there, and it's designed so well because it is part of the Smallrig ecosystem. And what's great about this unlocks your Ronin to really get all kinds of different systems. If you ever want any kind of bigger camera system, especially like a C300, maybe you want a Red Komodo, it doesn't really matter. Even if you want a bigger mirrorless camera on there that may have a cage, the rail system that comes with the natural RS2 is very, very limiting about where and how you can put it on there. This really, really opens up your freedom to still use it. It's on there, and as you can see, it still works perfectly great, buttery smooth, like you expect it to be. But now it can be buttery smooth at whatever level I want. And I just love how I have the left and right. I love how it gives me the bump up here in height. Really, really unlocking what we want. And that's really what we want these things for, guys. We get these peripherals because these tools are incredible, but we want to unlock them so we can truly get the most potential we can out of them. Anyway, I know that was a whole lot to say about a metal plate, but I think the Smallrig quick release Manfrotto plate for the RS2 is just really, really great. I think it just adds so much value to your RS2 that if you haven't gotten yet, I don't know. I can't recommend it enough. It is really great. I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about this mount. I'd be happy to answer them. Yeah, guys, go out there. Leave me any comments down below. Please subscribe. That always helps me out. Yeah, go out there. Keep on shooting. Yeah, and I'll talk to you soon.